COVID-19 top list of 2020's banished words, followed by social distancing and we're all in this together. This is not my material. I got it from 9and10news.com and it was written by Emily DeRuiter. I will post the author's information in the description after I post this. I just thought it would be kind of cool to make an audio of this. So, Lake Superior State University says people overwhelmingly want popular virus-related terminology to end, including but not limited to unprecedented, we're all in this together, in an abundance of caution, social distancing, and so much more COVID-19 related phrases that have been used and abused this year. But the biggest word people don't want to bring with them into 2021 is, you guessed it, COVID-19. The banished words list has been a tradition at LSSU since the 70s. They get the results from tens of thousands of nominations. People vote on what they think is overused, irritating, or doesn't make sense. And again, it's all in good fun, and in LSSU's words, to uphold, protect, and support excellence in language. It's a great way to look at the current culture and see what's now considered lazy writing or just plain annoying. This year, 7 of the 10 top words are coronavirus related. A statement from committee members says, it should surprise no one that this year's list was dominated by words and terms related to COVID-19. LSSU's banished words list has reflected signs of the times since debuting in the mid-1970s. And the zeitgeist this year is, we're all in this together, by banishing expressions like, we're all in this together. To be sure, COVID-19 is unprecedented in wreaking havoc and destroying lives, but so is the over-reliance on unprecedented to frame things, so it has to go now too. Alright, number 1, COVID-19, in parentheses, COVID, coronavirus, Rona. A large number of nominators are clearly resentful of the virus and how it has overtaken our vocabulary. No matter how necessary or socially and medical useful these words are, the committee cannot help but wish we could banish them along with the virus itself. Coincidentally, this list arrives, as does a vaccine. The committee hopes this proves a type of double whammy. Number 2, social distancing. This phrase is useful as wearing a mask and keeping your distance have a massive effect on preventing the spread of infection. But we'd be lying if we said we weren't ready for this phrase to become useless. With north of 50 nominations, many others clearly feel the same, and the tone of their reasoning ranged from impatient to heartfelt. Number 3, we're all in this together. This phrase was likely intended as a way to keep everyone feeling safe and calm at the start of the pandemic. However, as the virus made its way across the globe and nation, it became clear that we are all dealing with COVID-19 in different ways and that we confront some vastly different challenges in coping with it. As with many words that show up on the list, its usefulness has faded. For, in an abundance of caution, various phrasings. Yes, humanity needs to follow safeguards during COVID-19. The statistics are sobering. More than 342,000 deaths and more than 19 million confirmed cases in the U.S., and more than 1.8 million deaths and more than 82 million confirmed cases worldwide. But the phrasing about how to take preventative steps is vague. What is the standard measurement for caution? U.S. metric or U.S. standard? In these uncertain times, various phrasings. The committee agrees that COVID-19 has upended everyday life and wishes this weren't so. But putting things into imprecise context doesn't help matters. The blur dilutes reality and, to some, sounds like the beginning of a movie trailer. Keep as wide a berth of trite parlance as those who don't wear masks in public. What exactly does it mean for times to be uncertain? Look at a clock! Number 6, pivot. Reporters, commentators, talking heads, and others from the media reference how everyone must adapt to the coronavirus through contactless delivery, virtual learning, curbside pickup, video conferencing, remote working, and other urgent readjustments. That's all true and vital, but basketball players pivot. Let's keep it that way. Number 7, unprecedented. It's unheard of that a word would be repeated on the banished words list. Actually, it's not. In the early years, words wound up repeatedly, although we try to avoid repetition nowadays. Despite the fact that unprecedented was banished in 2002, given that it was nominated many times this year for misuse in describing events that do have precedent, inclusion again seems warranted. Number 8, Karen. What began as an anti-racist critique of the behavior of white women in response to black and brown people has become a misogynist umbrella term for critiquing the perceived over-emotional behavior of women. As one nominator said about reasons for its banishment, I would tell you why, but I'd sound like a Karen. Karen. Another critic observed, offensive to all normal people named Karen. Number 9. Sus. It's a shortened version for suspicious in the video game Among Us. No committee members play, but our children who do explained that this multiplayer online social game is designed around identifying sus imposters so they can be thrown into the lava. Complainers A. ask, how much effort does it take to say the entire word, and B. request that if it can't happen, confine the syllable to the gaming world. Number 10. I know, right? An amusing phrase flooding social media. I know, right? is a relatively new construction to convey empathy with those who have expressed agreement. But as one wordsmith put it, if you know, why do you need to ask if it's correct or seek further approval? Another grammarian suggested that the desire for confirmation connotes insecurity. In other words, it's reiterating something already seconded. Thanks for listening. This is Rainbow Seeds, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.